When it comes to questions about converting measurements, the questions are primarily concerned with your ability to set up a proper equation. Still, there are a handful of basic conversions you should memorize. For example, since there are 60 minutes in an hour and there are 60 seconds in a minute, you should know that there are 3,600 seconds in an hour. Also, you may need to know that in 1 mile, there are 5,280 feet. You should also know that the prefix kilo, such as in kilogram or kilometer, the kilo means to multiply by 1,000. Likewise, the prefix milli, such as in milligram or milliliter, means to divide by 1,000. Lastly, there are 12 inches in a foot, and 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. But anything beyond these basic conversions will be supplied to you in the question. As we've seen with so many other kinds of word problems, the key to setting up a proper equation is identifying the key words that translate into math symbols. For example, you should know words like is and are. Those are your equal signs. And phrases like how many, those can translate into variables. In this case, we could call the how many h. Beyond that, you simply want to represent your units of measure, in this case inches and feet, with simple math variables such as I and f. So going just word for word down this sentence, I could write the equation that 288I is, that's my equal sign, how many, that's h, feet. I can also write the equation that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. From there, I'm going to solve using normal algebraic substitution, taking my 12i and substituting that in for my f. So I can write the equation that 288i is equal to h times 12i. My i's cancel out, and I divide both sides by 12. To make your math easier, you could write 288 as 2 times 144, then divide that by 12. 12 goes into 144 12 times, and I'm left with h is equal to 2 times 12, or 24. Or there are 24 feet and 288 inches. In this problem here, I'm comparing the cost of two measurements of the same drug. If I remember that the word per simply means to divide, I could write the equation that the cost is equal to 600 divided by a kilogram. And so what I've done is I've set up this ratio of dollars over weight. And the question is asking me how many dollars is it going to cost for a weight of 500 milligrams. I should know that 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams, and that 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. So again, by simple substitution, I could write the equation that a kilogram is equal to 1,000 times 1,000 milligrams. From there, I can take my new definition of K and plug that into my first ratio. So the cost now is actually equal to 600 over 1 million milligrams. And that ratio is going to be equal to the dollars that I don't know yet over 500 milligrams. I can cross multiply, and I get 1 million milligrams times dollars is equal to 30 with 4 zeros, or 300,000 milligrams. My m's on both sides cancel out, as well as a bunch of zeros. I'm essentially dividing both sides by 10 each time I cross a zero out, and I can do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to each side. And I'm left with the equation that 10 times my dollars is equal to 3, or my dollars is equal to 3 over 10, which I could rewrite as 30 cents. If you've noticed in our past problems, when I choose variables for my measurements, I don't like to arbitrarily choose variables such as x and y. I like to use letters that stand for what I'm describing, such as D for dollars or M for milligrams. In this case, it's a little annoying because I have teaspoons and tablespoons that both begin with the letter T. But I'm going to make a conscious effort to describe them and what they stand for, so I will call teaspoons little t and tablespoons, big T. From there I could write the equation that 3 little teaspoons is equal to 1 big tablespoon. And 4 big tablespoons, that's equal to 1/4 of a cup. Since I have big T in both equations, I can use simple substitution, and I can take my 3T, plug it into my bottom equation, and I get the equation that 4 times 3 teaspoons is equal to 1/4 of a cup. Or 12 teaspoons is equal to 1/4 of a cup. As a rule, I like to get rid of fractions as soon as possible, and I can do that in this case by multiplying both sides of the equation by 4. And I'm left with 48 teaspoons is equal to 1 cup. But the question isn't asking for 1 cup. The question is asking for what is in 3/8 of a cup. So then I'm going to multiply my entire equation by 3/8. And I get 3 times 48 over 8 little teaspoons is equal to 3/8 of a cup. My 8 cancels out the 48, leaving a 6, and I'm left with 18 teaspoons is equal to 3/8 of a cup.